Hey everyone, I'm Anne-Marie from Hello Basque. Welcome to the Hello Basque YouTube channel where I'm talking all about the Basque Country, Basque culture, and recently I'm talking a lot more about my journey to learn the Basque language. As I'm recording this video, I am halfway through a full immersion Basque language course here in the Basque Country. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you about how my first week went. And then I'm also going to record another video at the end of the program where I'm going to tell you more about if I recommend it, kind of my final thoughts on it. But today is kind of like our progress report, initial thoughts, just basic information about the program I'm doing. In case anyone out there is trying to learn Basque and is curious about maybe doing a full immersion Basque language program one day, I'm going to share my experience with you. So this video is all about a barnetegi, which is a Basque language boarding school that I am attending in Urepel or Urepel in Iparralde, the northern Basque Country. So this is through an organization called AEK, and I'll link in the description below their website so you can check out more details about this program I'm going to talk to you about. The specific boarding school that I'm at right now is only offered during the summertime, and that's different from the last Basque boarding school experience that I had in Gipuzkoa, which is an all-year-round school. If you want to hear about that after this video, I also have linked in the description my videos about that program. But yeah, this one's just a summer program. The course I've signed up for is 10 days, Monday through Friday, 2 weeks in a row. So you get to go home on the weekend or stay at the school if you choose. I chose to come into the big city and have a little bit of a break because the town, Urepel, that this boarding school is in is really, really small. Which makes for a very interesting experience, a very cool, unique experience, but also like I needed to do laundry and find a supermarket and recharge my phone credit, so I needed a store. Anyway, I needed big city amenities for the weekend, so it was nice to have that option. At the time that I'm doing this boarding school program, it is July 2021, and the cost this time around was 630 euros plus 22 euro inscription to AEK, which for me as a foreigner was kind of useless. But if you're more local, I think that might be more useful because then you'll be in the network if you want to continue taking like night classes with them during the regular school year, I guess. So in total, 10 days Basque language instruction, 6 hours a day. I paid 652 euros. But of course, that's subject to change. The prices might go up in the future. So if you're watching this in the future and you're looking into this program, definitely check the website linked below for up-to-date information. So the program I'm doing is in Urepel. It's actually hosted in the village primary school. I think that's part of why it's only available during the summer. But AEK also has different barnetegi programs in other parts of Iparralde. They had one offered in Asparne, although that one might have been just during the day and not boarding school. Don't quote me on that. They also have a program in Xiberroa to learn the Xiberroan dialect, and I believe I saw some options in Nafarroa as well. So this is not the only boarding school option that you can take. There's also others in Gipuzkoa and Bizkaia that I know of that is through a different organization. But a little bit about signing up for this barnetegi. Signing up for this program was kind of complicated as a foreigner, as you can imagine, but it really wasn't that complicated. All I did was I went on the website. They had like a form of interest for you to fill out with your name and information. So I sent that out a few months ago, and then I think within like a day, it was really quick, I got an email with like all of their course offerings, the prices, the dates, everything. And it was up to me to fill out the enrollment form that they sent me and let them know what dates I was interested in. And I had to send off a 100 euro deposit, which again, as a foreigner was kind of complicated, cost me some bank fees, but I worked it out. And but then the thing was, it was like the classes weren't really guaranteed until a few weeks before the course because they had to see like how many people were signed up for which level and which dates. There was a lot to organize, but finally in the end I was able to sign up for 1 2-week session, and they sent me like a confirmation welcome email a week before to let me know where to be, what time, and kind of what to expect. Getting to Urepel was not the most obvious without a car. It's a very remote village, like in the mountains. One of the last villages before you cross over the border into Spain, which makes for a really unique Basque learning experience. But also, if you don't have a car, it was logistically not really complicated, actually. It just took some planning. I took a train from Bayonne to Saint-Martin-d'Arrossa, And then from there was a little shuttle bus that goes up the mountain, and Urepel is the last stop. So it wasn't hard, it just took a while. Once I got there, the schedule for the week basically looks like this. All of your meals are shared together with the people at the school, and because it's a small program, it's very like all hands on deck. So immediately we got assigned work groups. So really you only have to work one day a week, but basically it's to set the table, serve the meals, clean up the meals. One day a week, you and a group of people will have to do that. So that starts at breakfast, which is at 8 a.m. And then we had class, actually before class, we have like 15 minutes of games in the courtyard with the entire school. And keep in mind, all of this is in Basque, right? So right from the beginning, it's all Basque all the time, which is really great. So we have 15 minutes of games, and then you go into your classes, and you have class until 11 with like a half-hour break, and then again class 11:30 to 1. Lunch is at 1. And then in the afternoon, we've got classes from 3 to 6 with a break in between as well. And this program, at the time that I'm here, you get assigned one teacher. So whatever level you're at, there's one teacher for that level, and you're in the same class with everybody in that level all day, every class with the same teacher. Within that, though, they also do activities, so it's not all class all the time, so that's been really fun. One afternoon, the whole group, we all went out for a local guided hike. We went in the mountains, we walked around town. We stopped at a local bar, had a drink. It was by the river, it was outdoors, it was very nice. They also had a trivia night. There was moosh, card game playing. There's song singing. We did Basque dancing one night. We learned some dances. Oh, and what was really fun is one night they divided us into teams and we had a pincho making contest. So we had to get together and write a list of ingredients, what we would need to make our pinchos. And then as different teams, we made our pinchos, and then they got judged, and some other team won. My group did not win. But it was nice because then it was like everyone got to enjoy these really delicious pinchos, and you found out that there are people in the groups who are actually really, really good cooks. So that was a lot of fun. And again, all of this is in Basque, so it's all different ways to be speaking Basque, listening to Basque. So it's not just all classwork, bookwork all the time. It's very interactive, which I really enjoyed. Some other things I'm really liking about this program so far, I really wanted to learn more Basque, like vocabulary and expressions from Baxenafarroa, the Basque province where my dad is from, and this is the province that Urepel is in. So I've really been doing that, which is great. So the teacher that I have, he's lived in this area for like 20 years. And so even though the instruction, like the grammar and the structure that we're learning in class is Euskara, the standardized Basque language, like all of the language that people are using around me is using like local expressions and words that are more used in Iparralde than Hegoalde, the southern Basque Country, because all of my fellow students have been taking night classes here in Iparralde for some time. So all their vocabulary is local. So I've been picking up a bunch of words, and I've been able to use words that I've learned from my dad, and I have my classmates understand what I'm saying, which was not always the case when I was at school in Gipuzkoa. So that's been really interesting, and that's something I really wanted out of this experience. So 10 out of 10 for that my teacher speaks naturally in the way that he speaks, and if there's words you don't understand, he's happy to explain. And he offers kind of like, not alternatives, but he'll give synonyms for like, okay, like this is what I'm saying, but this is how they say it in other parts of the Basque Country, so you can like make those connections that there's different words to mean the same thing. I also really like that this school is really small. At the time that I'm doing it, there's 30 students, which I heard is actually a lot. This year it's like double the amount. I was told that in a normal year they have more closer to like 15 students. But what I really like about having like a smaller school environment is that since you're sharing all of your meals, even with people outside of your level, you really get a chance to talk to everybody since it's such a small group. So you get a lot of opportunities to speak Basque with people who are at a higher level than you or a lower level than you. So you're all kind of in it together. It's a really cool mix of being able to learn from other students outside of class, and also being able to like share your knowledge with the students who have a lower level than you, which for me has been kind of cool to be like, oh look, I do know some stuff because like I know this word and that person doesn't. And so it's kind of a fun way to gauge where you're at and also learn from each other. So I've really enjoyed kind of the smaller group. Also, just in terms of like environment, the town is beautiful. I mean, I'm there in summertime, so everything is green and lush, and there's farm animals everywhere. You go for a walk and you see cows, chickens, roosters, dogs, sheep, goats, everything. So as someone who's lived in a city pretty much her whole life, I've really enjoyed that little, I don't know, rural break from the big city life. And also in terms of the dorms, I really like that at the time that I'm here, everyone gets a twin bed. As far as I've seen, I don't think there's any bunk beds, so you have like your own bed and your own little space. They have curtains as like dividers, so it's like semi-private, which is kind of nice after, you know, a long day of speaking Basque, to just like have a little bit of your own space. And of course, I feel like it goes without saying, but if you've never been, you don't know. So I have to tell you, everybody's really nice at this school, at least, you know, in the cohort that I'm in. The teachers, the staff, the students, everybody's super nice, super friendly. Like, everyone's just there to learn Basque. People are really patient. They help you figure out your verbs, which I really need. So it's really cool to be in an environment where, like, we're all just in it together, and we're all just trying to learn, and, like, it's okay to make mistakes. And, like, maybe your classmates will correct you, but it doesn't feel mean or like I'm showing off that I know more than you. It really just feels helpful. Like, we're all just trying to reinforce for each other, like, the lessons we're learning in class, like outside of class. We're all trying to piece it together. So everyone's really nice. When you're far from home and you're learning a language you're not very confident in, it's very helpful to be surrounded by very patient and friendly people. And just as a parting thing about maybe beginners who are looking to do this program specifically, I got a taste of 2 different levels. On the first day, I was actually placed in a class level lower than where I'm at, because when I originally signed up for this program, it was before I had gone to the other Basque boarding school, so my level was really beginner, but I guess in my 2 weeks at that other school, my level bumped up. So I was still signed up for the lower class, but I was actually up here. Anyway, so the first day I spent in the beginner class, and then the second day, my teacher, thankfully, was like, wait, no, you're way more advanced for this class. So she bumped me up to the advanced beginners class. So I got to see both. And I feel like if you watching this or considering this program, if you speak French, I feel like that beginner class was probably really nice for the other students in the class who speak French, because the first day a lot of the instruction and explanations was actually in French. So I feel like that was kind of like a way to ease into it, maybe like a less traumatic you know, instant all Basque all the time environment. So that was, I don't know, maybe if you're looking for that, might be helpful. But I was looking for all Basque all the time because I can't get that in the United States very often, and so I was really trying to have a Basque class where Basque is spoken all the time, which I got in my advanced beginners class. So I don't know, just something to think about if you speak French and you're like scared, I don't know, to do an all Basque environment. The beginner class at this place, at least with this teacher this year, seemed very kind in offering translations and explanations in French. I don't know if that will help anyone, but that was just my experience of the 2 levels. So the beginner class had some like French Basque hybrid, and then the advanced beginner class is all Basque all the time with maybe some occasional like French translations, or other students will ask the teacher questions in French and the teacher will answer in Basque. Not super strict, like you have to ask your question in Basque. So there's some flexibility there. So if you're a French speaker, this might be a nice environment if you're considering a Basque boarding school and you have some time in the summer. Okay, so those are my initial thoughts this first week at this Basque boarding school in Urepel, the Urepeleko Barnetegia from AEK. I guess I can't leave without saying, if you were following my experience kind of in real time on Instagram, I guess I should mention the food wasn't super extraordinary this first week, but rumor on the street is that it will improve next week. So we'll see about that. I'll update you in the next video. And in the next video, once I finish the program, I'll give you my kind of final thoughts, the recap, pros and cons, likes and dislikes of this program. But for now, so far, it's going well. It's an interesting experience. It's a beautiful location. and I look forward to sharing more with you in the future. So I'm going to do a video of my final thoughts, and then afterwards I'm going to do a video kind of comparing and contrasting my experiences at this boarding school in Urepel and also the boarding school I went to in Lascaux in Gipuzkoa. For those of you who are following the entire kind of journey in my video series on this topic, you have that to look forward to. So please subscribe to the Hello Basque YouTube channel if you have not already. Click that bell if you want to be sure you get notified every time I post a video. And yeah, follow me on Instagram. You can go on there and see posts from my time in Urepel, so you can see a little more detail and like pictures and stuff of my time there. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.